And thou, his son, O Belshazzar, hast not humbled thine heart, though thou knewest all this, but hast lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven, and they have brought the vessels of his house before thee, and thou and thy lords, thy wives, and thy concubines have drunk wine in them, and thou hast praised the gods of silver and gold, of brass, iron, wood, and stone, which see not, nor hear not, nor know, and the power in whose hand thy breath is, and whose are all thy ways, hast thou not glorified. Then was the part of the hand sent from him, and this writing was written. And this is the writing that was written, Mini, Mini, Tekel, Upharsin. This is the interpretation of the thing. Mini, the Most High hath numbered thy kingdom, and finished it. Tekel, thou art weighed in the balances, and are found wanting. Perez, thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and Persians. Daniel chapter 5, verse 23 to 28. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rechak, Kodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. It's a brother Haran coming back at you with a quick lesson, the Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and I ran into an article. I believe this was actually this morning, but I heard of this yesterday, and it was going into the first one was Verizon having telecommunication issues, and this one was as of yesterday. Bank of America, all right, suffered outages as well. All right, and before I go into it, let me get another quick precept. All right, this is all part of something known as the birth pains. All right, let's get that in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 3. It says, For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Okay, so your kingdom has been weighed in a balance and has been found wanting. All right, and through the Spirit, we're seeing all these things, from the dockers strike to the hurricane, and now you got banks also suffering nationwide outages. Could this be the beginning of a trend to end off this year in a state of panic in the American minds? Are we finally seeing the signs of the troubles that people have been warned about for years, going into the time of Jacob's trouble, a time like never before? As Yahushai said, I believe in the book of Luke, the 21st chapter, right? Great perplexity upon the nations. Is this a time where we see peace as in peace, finally being taken out of the earth by the rulers of this world? Well, let's see. Article says, developing. Bank of America suffers outage resulting in tens of thousands struggling to get cash from ATM or check online accounts. Okay, so that spells disaster for Bank of America customers, but it's not just them. Because remember, all these banks just have different names, right? But they're pretty much same entities. All right, these are just mini offshoot branches from the Federal Reserve, okay, or otherwise known as the Bank of England. Okay, the Bank of England's equivalent is the Federal Reserve here in America, Babylon the Great. Okay, and they have all these different names, but the biggest bank is the Federal Reserve here in America. Okay, so Bank of America is just a private corporation, just named Bank of America. Federal Reserve is a private corporation named Federal Reserve. That's all it is. Okay. Bank of America is experiencing a nationwide outage that is impacting tens of thousands users. Down Detector, a site that monitors online issues, shows problems struck around 1 p.m. Eastern as users reported online and mobile banking and ATM services are down. Some Bank of America customers have also reported their accounts are showing an empty balance. As of 1:20 p.m. Eastern, roughly 20,000 Bank of America had reported outages to Down Detector, right? Roughly 20,000. Okay. Now, over the past couple of years, we've seen a lot of these banks closing down, right? Last year, you had SVB, the Silicon Valley Bank going down. And then right after that, you had a lot of banks follow right after that. Okay. And earlier this year, pretty much for the majority of the year, we've been paying attention to seeing how, JP Morgan and all these different so-called major banks that a lot of people use, closing down a lot of branches. All right. And it makes you think, oh, well, why is this all happening? Because banks were created really because of the use of cash. Okay. Physical, monetary transactions. So now that they're making it very clear that everything is shifting over to digital, there is no need to have these buildings and paying for them and so on and so forth, especially when you have security not so good. Right, you got people becoming a lot more brash when it comes to their approach in crime. Okay, it's better as a business to close down a branch or two, right? If you're not really going to be pushing cash like that, right? Look at Australia. They're saying that damn near the whole entire country, all right, damn near I should say, right, is cashless. All right, so Australia is fast approaching a cashless society. All right, that's what they're trying to do here in America now. It's the timing of it. That's what makes it very, very interesting. Okay, because again, they from their own mouths never let a good crisis go to waste. Okay, so we're in the state of a poly crisis. So you definitely have to understand that they're not going to let this go to waste. All right, that's why the victims of the Hurricane Helene. They're saying that and the news is going to come out. A lot more information is going to come out as the days go. Not only partly because of a distraction from the dock workers, but it's a combination of the hell that's befallen this place. Remember, the Lord said He's going to get this place via plagues. All right, famines, pestilences. Okay, the sword. Right, these things that's happening right now is what leads to famines. Is what leads to pestilences, because this is just breeding diseases that's coming. Right, you got a whole bunch of dead people out there in the Carolinas. They're saying there's one lady who was saying that the place, the stench is unbearable, is what she said. I saw an article. I haven't gone into it yet, but I saw the title. It says there was a grandparents, old ass couple. They were seen hugging each other right before the hurricane hit, and they died holding each other. That's man. You got a big ass tree fall on top of their house, and then basically they're dead. They're out of there with no one to come in to check in to see what's going on. Hey, some people might stay alive for a while, but over time, with no help in sight, they're gonna be out of there too. Those who stay alive, who might be in those areas, resources is drying up, and it's happening quick. Okay, we're approaching a week now. Right? I believe it's been a week already, or it's about to be a week since this whole hurricane thing hit. All right. And we're already hearing things the mainstream media is not going to really talk about, right? Because the less you know, the better for them. All right. It's easier for them to control the narrative that way. But how long is that going to last? Maybe they might hold it long enough until they get to a certain point when they just release the proverbial kraken. And next thing you know, this place is going to turn upside down. Okay, but just like ancient Babylon, this place is going to go down in a different way, though. All right, we read about Belshazzar, okay, who basically defiled the Heavenly Father's resources, I should say, right? He defiled the Most High's temple and so on and so forth. All right, he took the golden cup and the cups, the drinking vessels and all that. Right, defiled it with his whores, his concubines, and all that. Basically, disrespecting the hell out of the Lord. All right, what happened? The Most High gave him the writing on the wall. All right, a sign that his kingdom is going to be taken from him. All right, it's the same thing here. the prophets where you're writing on the wall. All right, for here, America, Babylon the Great. And what did they do? They disregarded it. But now we're seeing it coming to pass. Everything that was being said to you. Okay, but this is a very short article. Let's run through it quick and then we're going to close it out. All right. It says there's some kind of glitch on the Bank of America website that shows $0 in all accounts. And honestly, I think they owe everybody some cash or pain, some cash for pain and suffering, because that was extremely stressful for a second there. One user posted on X, formerly known as Twitter. Okay. According to Down Detector, the outage is widespread across the U.S., affecting the following major cities. Check this out. Check this out. Listen to these, right? New York, Chicago, Houston, Dallas, Phoenix, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Seattle. You see how Esau positions everything from East Coast to West Coast. All the major states that carry the economy to a certain level are all being affected by this. Now, when you actually look at these states, majority of the people that are in these states is mostly Jake. If you really look at it, I'm talking about both Northern and Southern Kingdom, right? Certain parts might have more Southern than Northern, and certain parts might have more Northern than Southern. But all in all, you have a lot of Jake that's in these inner cities of these little states that we just talked about, right? And why would Esau be doing this? Why Montana not being affected? Why North Dakota is not being affected? You know what I mean? Like, Nevada, Missouri. Missouri is also there too, but why are these states not really being touched like that? It's all being done by, for a reason, strategically. Okay. Continuing, it says approximately 50% of issue reports cited problems with online banking. 41% cited mobile banking, and just 1% of users reported issues with ATMs. All around, you still got issues. Okay. Bank of America has not yet stated what caused the outage. It's just a test run. That's all it is. For those who can see, this is just a test run from the elites. Remember, Klaus Schwab already said that there's going to be a major cyber attack. Right? In his words, a comprehensive cyber attack. And this is what they're preparing for. These are just test runs. I did a video back in the summer and I titled it, "The Lights Are Flickering." All right. This is all part of the birth pains, man. The little things that happens that leads to the next, and it bleeds into the next. It doesn't just end there. Whatever happens with the banks affects something else that's relying on the banks to function at 100% capacity. So any hindrance to that causes the next thing that depends on it to also have a hindrance, and it just keeps on going on and on and on. Okay? So Bank of America has not yet stated what caused the outage, when services will be restored, or whether this incident puts users' money at risk. Why should they explain anything to you? You depend on them. You have no other way out. So when these things go down, they don't really have the urge or desire to explain anything to anyone. It doesn't matter to them. It's just business. Okay? It's just business. And you're going to come back anyway. It says it is the second largest bank in the U.S. with at least 69 million consumers and small businesses as customers. So 69 million consumers. What the hell are you consuming? Are you consuming the bank, or are you consuming what's in the bank? What do they mean by consumers? Wouldn't it be better to say 69 million clients, right? Give you a little bit more respect. Now they just call you consumers. You're just a useless eater. You just use our banks to go do your slave work and pay and all these different things, but you're not really that important. You're just a consumer. And we have 69 million of you. And then we have small businesses as customers. See, we deal with them. We don't deal with you. The small business has become a customer. It's almost like a person. You see, sometimes you gotta listen to how these devils speak, man. It's just disgusting way to talk. All right. But again, this is just what another. When you remember the Titanic going down, remember when they what was it? I think it was like 3 of those tall little looking towers looking things. I guess it was like the engine thing, whatever those things were, those tall little things that was on top of the ship. And every time one went down, you could hear the creaking, and then it'll stop, and then it'll stop as the ship was breaking and going down. And then it got to a point where more than half of the ship had broken off to the point where it was starting to sink. And then what happened? It took time for the whole thing to go down, but then once it broke in half, which is the division that's coming, once that civil war commences, things are going to move faster. Because at that point, you're going to have so much desperation and little resources to sustain that the government is going to step in with, okay, they're weak enough for us to make our move. Oh, you don't want us to take away your guns? Fine, don't worry, keep your guns. We're just going to set up a system where you guys are going to fight against each other and exhaust all your resources. And then we're going to come in to say, hey, this violence has to stop. The crime has to stop. We're not going to sit around and watch you people do all these things anymore. We need to come in with the feds, with the martial law and all that to bring in some order. Because our cities are tired of you people acting uncivilized. We need to stop this. Crime rates at an all-time high, food shortages everywhere, diseases everywhere, people dying on a daily basis. This must stop, and it will stop now. We need order. We need law and order. And they're going to come in with boots, guns blazing, boots on the ground, coming in here, grabbing people up and wilding the hell out, man. See, this is how it all starts. And then very soon you see the piece of the Titanic, the little part of it that was stuck in the air, goes right down and under with the part that was broken off. That's what's happening to America right now. You're watching the Titanic sinking right now as we speak. 2020 was that hit when it hit the iceberg. See? And you had people who were still chilling, thinking that everything is good. You had people still sleeping on the ship. Right? Go back and watch the movie. It is exactly what America has become now. See? You had the rich people that were getting off the ship, right? Selling off their goods and basically leaving the country, hopping off, because they had the ability to do so, and then the common people were left on the ship to fight against each other, try to see if they can get themselves on the boat, the lifeboats, and majority of the commoners, the majority of people who didn't make it were the regular people, the commoners, but the elites, they got to escape to go to the side of it and watch the Titanic sink. That's exactly what's happening now to America. You see? So the system is collapsing. All right, since 2020, you've been seeing it collapsing day by day by day. Water is cutting more and more into the ship. And you've seen all the rats running off. So yeah, man. This is just, again, another telltale sign, okay, of this place is going down. Okay, it's a beautiful thing. It's a very, very beautiful thing. All right, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8 and verse 50 says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." And we could say that America is the most, it has the most proud citizens in the world. Okay, and pride goeth before a fall. Okay, and a haughtiness before destruction. Okay, these Americans look at themselves as better than everybody else on this earth. That's why they live in such a lavishly careless life. The typical American lives the most careless life you ever see, you ever witness. Because they are surrounded with the illusion of security, the illusion of power, the illusion of, America is great. Our great country can never go down. You read the comments with some of these videos and people not even taking heed to it. They're still going about their lives, still thinking that sports is going to go on forever and all these different things. Guess what? You might not even have no sports throughout the rest of the year. NBA season is coming to open up and this and that. Man, look, you might get a hit on that. Okay? And let's not forget the words of the Who Dat. We're still in a public health emergency of international concern. Let's not forget that. Okay, let's not forget that anytime since that phrase was said, they have that door open, and now you have all these distractions, and very soon something is gonna happen, something will happen, right? What they call black swan events and all these different. Something is going to happen, per the words of even Hillary Hinton, Hillary Clinton. All right, she came out and said that expect something big to happen here in this month of October. That's what she said on, I believe it was Rachel Maddow or somebody that she was interviewing with. And she said it, right? Expect something big to happen, something that's like unforeseen, right? The FBI for the past couple of years been giving alerts. Oh, there's foreign nationals that are threatening our democracy and this and that. They've priming. They've put it in people's minds. Okay? I wouldn't be surprised if something big happens and then, they use it as a catalyst to push more into the Middle East, the war that's going on over there. Okay? So who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But what we do know is we are in the time of those great miseries. Okay, we are in the time of those great miseries, man. Okay? 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder, and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. Okay? So this is the times that we're in, man. All right? And let me end it off with this last precept here. Okay, to solidify and cement, all right, the point. Okay, that this is it. There ain't no going back, right? What did Kamala Harris say? We're not going back. We ain't going back. This is what they mean by that. This is your new normal, and it's only gonna get worse. Okay, up until the MOTB is brought out, and we could see that come out in the next few months. We could see that. All right, because the stage is set, the fruits are ripe. All right, there's a book of Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3 says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, and it has tarried, okay, wait for it. And those who are patient in spirit have waited, and that's the elect. Okay, because where else we gonna go? All right, we go as prophecy goes. Okay, because prophecy always favors the elect. Point blank, period. Okay, he says, and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Okay, so we're definitely seeing the end days. All right, we're living in the end times. All right, biblical end time prophecies is what you're seeing. And if you want any bigger indicator, just look out to the Middle East. Okay, if that does not put you in a better mind frame of the times that we're in, then I guess you're gonna stay on the Titanic and you're gonna sink with that ship. Okay, and that's just what it is. All right. So I'm going to leave it off there. Lord willing, you are edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Kodash, the water Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Shalom, Wa Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Brakatham to the elect. Shabbat Shalom.